Have you recently gone through a divorce or about to go through a divorce? Have you considered the implications of that on your estate plan? Hi, I'm Tanya Hendricks, Huntsville estate planning lawyer, and I used to be a divorce lawyer, so I know a few things about what you're going through when you're going through a divorce or you just came out of a divorce. A divorce really turns our world upside down. Your once cherished dreams and plans for the future are now probably nightmares. some some of you some of you are happy that your marriage is over. Some of you needed to get out of an abusive situation, but regardless of why you divorced or how you divorced, your future is different than what you once thought. Really, I mean, it's really different. So what are you doing now to prepare for your new future? As you are launching into this new beginning, this new life, your life has changed. So when you have a life change, and you have a major life change when you go through a divorce, you also need to change your estate plan, and that also includes changing your beneficiary designations. I hear from people sometimes. Even today I heard a story about how someone's new spouse passed away and found out that the beneficiary of their life insurance was the former spouse because they never changed it. So when you go through divorce, those are some things you need to think about. Your life has changed, your estate plan, your future has changed. And so there are 7 things that you really need to consider and do with your estate plan when you go through divorce. But first of all, I need to say this: you must abide by your court order. If you are going through a divorce right now, chances are there's some order in place that says you can't change anything. So as long as that order is in place, you can't change anything. If you want to change your estate plan, talk to your divorce lawyer and see what you can or cannot do. Do not violate a court order. Secondly, if you are divorced now, there may be a court order that says you have to keep people on your life insurance or as a beneficiary retirement or something. Do not disobey a court order. Be sure that you are obeying what your court order says. If you are post divorce and you're redoing your estate plan, be sure you share your divorce decree with me, or whoever your lawyer is, or who your estate planning lawyer is, so that we can review it and make sure you remain in compliance with that court order. You do not want to violate the court order and be in contempt of court. So the number one thing to keep in mind is obey court orders. So once you know you're not violating a court order, what are some things that you need to do? Now, in Alabama, there are some provisions in the law that automatically sever your ex-spouse's rights to your property. So there are some statutes in place that will prevent your ex-spouse, once that divorce is final, from receiving from you and from also serving as your personal representative in the estate. However, you don't want to just simply rely on that. Your life has changed, okay? Your life has changed. You need to have your estate plan. You need to have your will, your power of attorney, and your advance directive reflecting your current life and what you want your future life to be, not living in the past. So let's move you forward out of divorce and move your estate plan forward. So, what are the 7 estate planning considerations when you divorce? Number 1, update your will. You need to get that baby updated once your divorce is final and you're allowed to do so. It's crucial to come to an estate planning lawyer like myself and have that last will and testament updated and reviewed. It's got to reflect those changes. And the changes can involve your changing beneficiaries. Sometimes when you are married and you have a blended family, you add your stepchildren to your documents. You may want to have them removed from your documents because they're no longer your stepchildren. Now, some of my clients have wanted those stepchildren to remain, but many clients want those stepchildren out of their estate plan. So your will needs to reflect your current life and what your future life will look like. You may have to change your personal representative or the executor, and any provisions related to your former spouse and those stepchildren. Number 2, review your beneficiary designations. You need to review those. Check and update your beneficiary designations on your life insurance policies, retirement accounts, bank accounts, anything that you have named your ex-spouse as a payable on death beneficiary. You need to review those and update them as you're allowed by court order. Third, you need to check and change your power of attorney and healthcare proxy. So you need to review and update those documents wherein you're granting someone the authority to act on your behalf, whether it's going to the bank with the power of attorney, making healthcare decisions, making those end of life decisions. You want to, and you need to update those documents to reflect those people are now out of your life and you have new people that you need to have in charge, people that you trust now, that you can trust now and in the future to have your best interest at heart. 4, if you have established a trust, you need to revisit that trust so that it now aligns with your post-divorce wishes. Very similar to the last will and testament, you may need to change beneficiaries. You may need to remove an ex-spouse, remove stepchildren, so that your trust reflects your life now and your life going forward. A divorce can also trigger the necessity for a trust. If you have minor children in particular, and you have some assets, again, we don't want to violate a court order, but you may have some assets that you need to leave to your children. It's better to do that through a trust, and you can have an independent trustee manage those assets and distribute those to children if they were minors at the time that you pass away. Number 5, you can name a guardian for your minor children. So number 5 is the guardianship of minor children. If you have minor children, you need to update the guardianship provision in your last will and testament. Now, if you pass away and your spouse is still alive, then that spouse, with the exception of some extreme circumstances, that spouse will be the one to take in and raise the children. However, there may be some situations where that other spouse passes away, or maybe they're in prison, or some reason that they can't take the children in and raise them. Then your guardian, the person you choose and have chosen in your last will and testament, can be the person that the courts look to take your children in and raise them at that point. Number 6, if you have jointly owned property. Now, hopefully your divorce decree has divided all jointly owned property, but sometimes it may not. Sometimes you may continue to own property together after divorce. So if you and your ex-spouse jointly own property, consider how you want that property distributed in the event of your passing. Again, follow all court orders. But if the court order is silent as to this, you may have to update deeds and titles to those properties. So you will need to be sure that your estate planning lawyer reviews your court order and has you in compliance on how to title, how to distribute those assets that's jointly owned upon your death. And number 7 is your financial accounts and debts. Take stock of your accounts and debts. Some of you, your finances took a huge hit when you divorced. Some of you probably got a little bit of a boost. Maybe you didn't have retirement and now you have some. Maybe you had a lot of retirement and you had to give half to the spouse, and so now your half your retirement is gone. So take stock of your financial accounts and debts, and talk to your financial advisor, talk to your estate planning lawyer about how you want to handle these debts or these assets upon your passing, and update those plans accordingly. This may also involve updating your payable on death beneficiary designations, and we've already talked about that. If you are going through a divorce or you have recently divorced and you need to update your estate plan or talk to an estate planning lawyer about your future goals, look, you have that divorce behind you now. For whatever reason you're divorced, that is behind you. You are moving on and moving forward with a new life. Your life has changed in a major way. Your priorities, your goals, your wishes have all changed, and your estate plan needs to reflect those changes. Don't leave that estate plan in the past with that divorce. Move forward. I'm Tanya Hendricks, Huntsville Estate Planning Lawyer. You can contact me to help you with your estate plan if you are going through a divorce or just went through a divorce. I am at HuntsvilleEstatePlanningLawyers.com. That is HuntsvilleEstatePlanningLawyers.com, or you can call me at 256-361-1221. Again, I'm Tanya, and go forward and have a brand new life. Look forward to those future goals, those dreams that you are coming up with new now that you have this new life and that marriage and that divorce behind you. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.